All right, what's going on, everybody? We're going to be trying out some pork belly cooking recipes here in a moment. I have to take care of something real quick on camera. We got to do everything on camera. All right, here we go. Let's promote this and pin it. Pin massage. All right. And what are we going to do? So, what do we got here? Let's look at this. All right, so we have some pork belly here. We have some pork belly. And what I want to do is I want to test out some cooking methods for pork belly. Some pork belly cooking methods. Where's this? This camera's going to trip me out. This camera right here is the easiest. This camera's going to take some work. All right. So we've got some pork belly cooking. It's been sitting in the fridge. I guess they call that curing. And I'm going to cut this into half because I want to try two different methods. Meanwhile, you know, this is going to be a little bit of a process. So two different methods. The first method is going to be blanching and then the oven. And the second method is just going to be straight up jamming it into an air fryer. So let's go ahead and wash our hands and prepare to handle pork. It's been sitting in the fridge for almost 3 days, which might be a little too long. I wasn't able to cook them yesterday. So we'll see. Hopefully, you know, the refrigerator has allowed them to cure and we can actually, you know, cook this. So first methods first. First methods first. We need to cut this into half. And I need to prepare a pot of boiling water because we're going to blanch it. So we're going to get a pot of boiling water here. Let's get a little pot of boiling water to blanch our pork. Let's see. Do we have a thing to blanch? No, we don't have anything to blanch it. I wonder if this will fit. No, that won't fit. This is my tea. Let me see. Can I empty my tea out into here? Yeah, I think I can empty my tea into here. And then fill a cup with my tea. Try to make use of all of our pans here. So this is my ginseng tea, ginseng ginger tea. So I'm going to put that over to the side so that we have this space to cook and blanch. Let's wash this out. All it has is ginseng and ginger in it, but I always want to keep everything nice and clean. So what do we got? Let's get back to our pork right now. We need to blanch this, which means I need to put it in some boiling water for like 20 seconds. And then I need to rinse it off and, you know, put it in some cold water for another. Scout! Get! Scout, come on. Yes, my cat gets on our cooking table, cooking services. I know that is not approved, or it would not pass a safety inspection, but I cook for myself, so that's it. My cat would not pass a safety inspection, but this is for me and only me, and all we're testing out is the viability of various pork cooking methods. Let's do that. I'm gonna get some boiling water in here first because we're gonna blanch the meat. Then we're gonna dry it up. We're gonna stick it in the oven. So get this going nice and hot. And let's set a timer for our oven here. And let's get our pork cut. So first step, we're just going to separate this pork into two pieces. because that's what I need, 2 pieces, so that we can test out 2 different cooking methods without, without. Here we go. All right, here we already seasoned it. That is way harder to cut than I expected. Maybe the meat is a little bit... I might need like a butcher's knife or something. Hunting turkey. All right, we got a new visitor. Hunting turkey. All right, let's cut it from the top actually. Here we go. It's almost going through, but this pork skin's really dry. I don't know if that's a good thing or what. Maybe that might be why I've had trouble cooking it in general, but first, that's the step 1. And let me get my water boiling. I need to tie my hair back actually, so we'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to keep the stream going, but I will be back in a few moments. Got to get a hair tie. You know what, let's put our tea on the stove so that I can drink it. Be right back, people. Gotta get a haircut. All right, so we've got this pork into 2 pieces right now. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to make an effort to, first I'm going to blanch it. So getting this water boiling real quick. We're going to blanch it and blanch it up. What's up, honey? We're going to go, we are testing out some pork belly cooking methods. And the first step is to get this pork into 2 pieces, so that we can test out both the air fryer method and the other method. So first things first, there's an air fryer method, and then we're gonna do the alternative. So let's get our air fryer ready. Actually, I probably have to wash this out because there's some substances on here from the other day in cooking. So there's definitely some oil in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it down. So air fryer pretty easy to clean. This is the Gourmet air fryer that I have back here. I just got it the other day, courtesy of a wonderful gift from Mama Bear. And we're just gonna rinse this off. Get all the fat off it from the other day. Probably should have washed it the other night, but didn't get the time to. So we gotta do it today. And this is all dishwasher safe, which is pretty cool. Supposedly this is dishwasher safe, which means that you want to stick it in the dishwasher. You don't actually have to clean it yourself. Huh? What'd you say? So there we go. Get a little rinse and wipe. A rinse and wipe. And the rest of this process is going to happen pretty fast. Get a paper towel ready so that we can dry off our pork belly. Sorry. So we're going to put this right here. Okay. And let's see, we're going to dry off, have a section to dry off our pork belly right here. So let's turn to this. How do you blanch it? We're just gonna blanch it real quick. Put it in some boiling water for a few seconds, for about 15 seconds, and then we're gonna pull it out. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's pop that out, turn that off, and then we're going to go ahead and just take this. We're going to put it in some cold water. So let's get our cold water going here. I'm going to put this in cold water. So blanching it and then putting it in cold water. Just want to soften the meat, get it in cold water for a few seconds. And then we're going to dry it up. Let's go ahead and dry this up. Put it in cold water, dry it off. So that's the next step, just drying it off. And we're going to do the same thing as the other day, except we're going to cook it a little bit differently. I'm going to make our little boat here. Make a little boat. Little tinfoil boat here. Make a little tinfoil boat. So let's do this. It actually smells pretty good still. So we're going to make a little tinfoil boat. Put the pork in there, cover it with salt, and then get the oven. So we're going to get the oven ready. Start, bake, what was it? 300 degrees? I wrote this down, but let's just set it to 300 for now. We're going to make a little boat for our oven. I'm going to cover it with salt. So again, pretty much the same process as the other day. Almost the same process, but you know, we're going to try to cook it a little. We just want to get the skin nice and crispy, and we were able to get it too crispy the other day. It was a little overcooked. So that's what we're trying to do right now, something a little different. Try other methods. Use the extra step. You got to blanch it. This extra step blanches it, and hopefully that helps to prepare the meat a little better. So we're going to go like this. And let me see the timing on this. Where's my phone? Hey Google, where are you?
I'm a large language model.
Oh, right here. All right. Let's see. So I wrote down that it's gonna be 300 for one. Oh no, wait. 200 for 30 minutes or 210 for half. So 210 for half. So let's say bake 210. Now let's cover this baby with salt. Cover it with salt. We're going to use a mix of Himalayan sea salt and oh, you can't even see on YouTube. Here we go. We're going to use a mixture of Himalayan salt for the oven process and regular iodized salt. Regular iodized salt. So we're going to pour some of this on there. It's totally covered in salt. And then some Himalayan sea salt. Or Himalayan salt. I don't think it's actually sea salt. And let's see. Cover that. Might need a little bit more. Mix of iodized salt and Himalayan salt. A little bit more. Got to salt it up, dry it out. That's the goal. Now, what I should have done is I should have covered this in salt for the whole day, for the past couple of days, but I didn't. That's not what the original recipe asked for. So this might turn out a little bit different. We'll see. But once the oven hits 210, I'm going to get it set up. So it's going to take a minute or two. I can actually get rid of this. I'm going to need this to cook water or rice. So let's put this in here. And let's get our air fryer cleaned. So we're going to get this air fryer cleaned up, and we're going to set it, preheat it to, the other recipe calls for 300 for 20 minutes. So once we get that recipe, we could try that. So we're going to go for 2 recipes here, which could contribute to why, it's a little discombobulating trying out 2 different recipes. So just cleaning out air fryer, pretty straightforward cleaning it. It does say that, it's dishwasher safe. So once you get in here, just wipe out the tub right here. And let's see which recipe ends up turning out better. So this one you pretty much just stick it in there for 300 for like 20 minutes. I'm going to confirm that, of course, but still want to make sure. So we're going to wipe this, and then let's go ahead and put that in. Stick this in. Get the plug. All you got to do is plug in an air fryer. This is the first time. Oh, everybody. Let's go like this. Bring this up a little bit. And here we go. Start this. So we're gonna air fry, right? It's my first time using this, so air fry. Nope, temperature 300. It's pretty easy. I'm just pressing buttons, and that's it. So preheat. Start. Oh wait, stop. I want to preheat. All right, here we go. We're going to preheat this. The oven's heating up. So right now, we're going to do our first step and take this one that we prepared, the one with the little boat of pork covered in salt. And we're going to stick this in the oven. It's at 210 degrees right now. So our little oven. Oh wait, hold on one second. Let's get a little coaster for it. Get a little coaster. I'm gonna put this in a little coaster right here. I'm gonna get it close to the top. And there we go. Alexa, set timer for... Alexa, cancel. Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes. Okay. And then we need to set the air fryer for 200. So temperature, stop. It's actually 200 I need to set it for. So let's set it at that. Ah, it's ready. Okay. So this is the other one. So now we've got our air fryer ready. Here, let's actually get a closer view of our air fryer now. Now that we're working on the air fryer. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our food into our air fryer. And that's it. So take this little piece of pork. It's at 200. And how long? 20 minutes? 200 for 30 minutes or 20? Let me see. 200 for 30 minutes. So I want to set this here for 30 minutes, and we're just going to test out 200 for 30 minutes. Pop this out, just dump that right on top, and there we go. So that's set for 30 minutes. That'll be going, and then let's go like this. Got a couple other things to prepare here. So this air fryer, for anyone that's never had an air fryer before, such as myself, it's not as big. as I thought it would be. You know, I thought this would like be the size of a microwave, but this is a 7-quart. You could fit like maybe 8 solid pieces of like, you know, full chicken wings in here for the 7 quarts. And it's about the size of like either a very large coffee machine or like 3 small coffee machines. Like, you know, this is a coffee machine. This is 17 quart, 1.7 quarts of Dawn. So like, you know, you can get the size. You can figure out the size from here, right? The size comparison. Just 1 little coffee or 2 of these. So here's what we gotta do. I gotta do some prep work right now, so I'm gonna make some rice. So we're gonna make some rice. But of course, always gotta wash out your supplies after working with pork. To work with pork, you gotta constantly clean surfaces. So let's go ahead and do that. This up. Constantly clean, constantly clean. We're gonna make some rice with this, so we have something to eat our pork with. Now we've got this one going for 30 minutes, and we've got another pork belly going for another 30 minutes. So pretty much over the next 30 minutes, we're going to see whether this all works. Unfortunately, with cooking, I mean, there's always something to do with cooking, right? There's always something different or interesting that you could do because, you know, you got prep vegetables, prep rice, prep whatever, and that's what we're just gonna do. So. I think rice shouldn't take too long. Let's go ahead and move this a little further away again. It's like amazing here when you're trying to set up shrimp fried rice. Maybe next time, that's a good idea. I could do a shrimp fried rice another day. I could try that another day, but today we're working on crispy pork belly. If I can make a good crispy pork belly, I'll be very happy. And interesting enough, I'll probably never make it again after I make it once. No, that's not true. I'll probably make it many, many more times. But for now, you gotta get the recipe right first. You know, cooking pork belly is like its own science. To fry it, if you don't want to use a deep fryer, because I think with a deep fryer, I've had some horrible, horrible pork belly, crispy pork belly, from restaurants that are supposed to be specific for pork belly. Has anyone ever had that? Like, they go to a restaurant specifically for something, like say a hamburger, and they make like the worst hamburger. Well, I went to this place that was named Crispy Pork something, and they had their pork belly was literally like overcooked, overfried. I don't understand how they could even, you know, serve it. And you know what? I just never go back to those restaurants again because they can't get the most basic things right. You know, how do they stay in business? I don't know. But that's like LA. LA has a lot of restaurants that like you eat there and you're like, how the heck do they stay in business? They don't even care. So this is about a cup of 300 milliliters of rice. So we're gonna go ahead and dump that in there. And we're gonna do 600 of water. 600 water, we're going to get that boiling there. Alright, we can cover this. Cover that, that would be nice. Alright, I'm going to cover this. No, I don't want to use that because like that. There we go. right, here we go. Hey, thanks for all the likes, whoever did that. So we've got about 24 minutes left on our fryer. Let's see, what should I do? Let's pack some stuff. So Mark Limon 8007 wants shrimp fried rice. We could definitely do shrimp fried rice at some point. I'm sure we can find a good shrimp fried rice recipe, unless you got one that you want me to test out. Look at this. I got a little production, my own little production team here. Trying to set up all of the videography, the cinematography, the camera placement. So if you see cameras in a shot, it's just some insight into what goes on behind the scenes. Taking my knife off after every time. Is anybody considering getting an air fryer? So let's look at the air fryer. I love showing this air fryer from a distance because you can tell you got some items for comparisons right here, right? I got like a flat spatula. You can see it's about the height of a flat spatula. You know, the width. So this is a 7-quart right here. So 7-quart, obviously if it's 8-quart it goes bigger, if it's 6-quart it goes even smaller. And if I was to estimate what you can actually fit in here, I would say like 2, 4, maybe like 6 to 8 pieces of like fried chicken wings, but big chicken, not just like little drumstick, little chickens. I think you'll be able to fit about 6 to 8 in here safely and still be able to cook them nice. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe off our knife. We might need it in a second, but just wiping off the knife so we have it when we need it. And by the way, this knife I'm using, what is this? I forget the brand. They don't even brand it. They didn't even put the brand on here. It's just this little square, a couple little squares. I don't know what it's called. But I got this the other day. I needed another knife. It's always good to have nice, sharp knives handy. Might as well do some dishes while we're here, right? And let's go. You know, pretty much everyone that I know that cooks on a regular basis has talked about getting an air fryer. And for, you know, this is my first time having one. And I've been cooking, you know, I've been a regular cooking person, the type of person that cooks. I know there's like some people that don't like to cook, but you know, I like to cook when all the ingredients are right in there. And it almost feels as if like it's like being without a TV or a computer for kitchen people. I don't know how I went so long without an air fryer, but just thinking of the possibilities now opens up a whole new world. So making this, washing that off, doing some dishes right now. But in the meantime, you know, you get an idea of the size of our air fryer, which compared to a small coffee maker and 1.7 quarts of Dawn Platinum, you can pretty much get an idea of the size. It's not oversized. It'll fit on your countertop, which is great. That's what you want, right? You want it to fit on your countertop, which is fantastic. Especially if you have minimal space too. Like if you have minimal space, it's always good to take a look and know how things will fit. This is it. It's like a little rectangular, like a small cube that just sits on your table. I guess there's much bigger sizes, but supposedly this will feed like 3 to 4 people. So if you're in like a household of 3 to 4 people, it might be pretty good. For us, we tend to make big portions so that we can eat them later. Or we have like neighbors and nearby friends that we invite, family and friends we invite for dinner. So we make. I think this is a great size. If you're only 2 people and you don't eat very much, this size is probably overkill, unless you make like big items. right? So if you make like, if you want to cook like an entire chicken or something, you definitely need a bigger size. But if you're only cooking little drumsticks or making some vegetables, then this size is probably a bit overkill. But honestly, I mean, I think even this size, again, it all comes down to what you're eating. If you're making a lot of little chicken wings or something, then this size might be great for just 2 or 3, for like 3 or 4 people. But if you're making actual like big drumsticks or cooking large items, I mean, this might be just enough for one of those things, right? Like one reheated rotisserie chicken. That's probably what could fit in here. So any smaller, and you probably won't be able to fit a roast or a rotisserie chicken in it. Just something to consider. You know, if you want to roast or you want to like fry like large meats, you might not be able to fit that. So let's see how much. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer? Alexa, how much time is left on the timer? All right, so we still got about 16 minutes left before we get to, well, we got 17 minutes on this and then 16 minutes left on the oven, which means once the oven's done, what do I gotta do? I need to, and let's give credit to where I'm getting this recipe from, or this cooking method, not so much the recipe, but the cooking method. This is from a website called Fallow. It's a Facebook page titled Fallow, and basically they show you 4 different ways to cook 4 different ways to cook what do you call it, crispy pork belly, and the last 2 ways supposedly are the best, either with air fryer or in the oven. So we're trying both methods. We're going to do the air fryer just so we can do an air fryer method, and then we're going to do an oven method. And in the meantime, we're also making some rice. So there we have it. Let's put some of this away. You know, food would be great if I could like say all sorts of cool stuff about this air fryer, but I just got it the other day, and I really, don't know the full potential of this air fryer. All I could say is that the amount of space that it takes up is not that much, right? Because here we go. Let's do a comparison here. Do a comparison right here, right? This is Dawn Platinum. This is 1.6 liters. It's hard to know exactly how much that is if you just talk about sizes, but it's one of the larger ones that you could fit, sideways or whatever. So this is bigger than that. Here's a coffee maker right here. This does about 5 cups of coffee. 5 cups of coffee. So it's not a lot of cups of coffee, right? 5 small coffees. Got another like water thing back there. So what really gets me when I order things like this, when I order items like these, is I really just want to know what the size is. Is it going to fit on my counter? Which for the most part, for the longest time, I didn't actually have space. I didn't have much counter space, for the longest time. So this is like perfect right now, and we're going to let this go for another 14 minutes. The oven is going, the rice is going. Ooh, what else needs to go? Rice is going, the oven's going, rice is cooking. What you doing, Scout? So that is how things are progressing. Very nice. What else do I get to brag about? Oh yeah, look at this knife that I got the other day. I love this knife. I don't know if it actually stays super sharp. It could just be a marketing thing. But I got this edge keeper knife, and supposedly every time you open it and close it, it sharpens itself. That just blows my mind. And you know, I am often curious about how effective it actually is at sharpening, but I mean, sometimes I feel like it could possibly over sharpen, but I'll just let that be. I love this knife. Let's see what we got as far as our tea goes. So this is a ginseng and ginger tea that I made. Ginseng and ginger. Ginseng or gin and ginger are two ingredients that go well together because it makes for a spicier drink, a little extra flavor. But ginseng is supposedly really, really healthy. Not bad. Ginseng gives it like this like subtle, tasty root flavor, and the ginger gives it a spice. So together, it's like a spicy, sweet root drink that gives you a kick in your throat, but just enough of a kick. Alright, our rice is almost ready here. But what I like about this so far, though, as far as my air fryer here, is that it looks pretty sleek. It actually fits in most environments. It's pretty much plastic on the outside. It does give you this warning that says when you first start cooking with it, it's going to have a plastic smell. And I definitely noticed that plastic smell the other day. There's a really heavy plastic smell. But today, not so much. I don't really notice that smell today, which is a good thing. It seems to have dissipated, but pretty easy to clean. It says it's microwave safe. I don't know exactly how it works, but unlike a microwave, which uses waves, or like microwaves, this uses some type of current, some type of heating current to fry everything. So I imagine that this could be as good, if not better, for you. You know what? I don't want to start getting into discussing the healthiness or whatever of air fryers, but just from deductive reasoning or deductive thinking, you know, I just think about comparing microwaves versus whatever the air fryer uses as current or energy or whatever to cook the food. So I don't know what's better for you. I don't want to go into that because I don't want to talk health or whatever. Just a disclaimer here. You should always talk to your doctor, right? Talk to a certified professional. I'm just going to guess that the air that whatever happens in here isn't microwaves. I use a microwave still. I love microwaves. But gourmet. So we're just letting it sit. All you do when it's ready is you just pop it out. We got 10 minutes left here. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer? I think she said about like 8 minutes and 30 seconds or something. So in just 8 minutes and 30 seconds, we're gonna pull our item out of the oven. Take a Scout, get down. Come on. Get down, dude. Can't be up here. Go. My cat always wants to join in on the cooking. And sometimes it's okay if I'm not using the surface, but I'm using this entire surface right now across my kitchen, so he really can't be up here right now. We gave him a bath today, so nice and clean. Hey, Shaz Bear. This is a familiar name that I haven't seen in a while. What's up, Shaz? The Shaz. What's up, Shaz? So you know what? Let's move into a different direction here. Let's go a little further down. Let's go right here. Right here. And we're gonna. Let's see. Can you all see this? Maybe not. Let me lower this a little bit. All right. So one of my favorite purchases for cooking this past. Well, actually, everything that I purchased from Amazon I absolutely love. So I finally got a steamer, which, I got the steamer, which means I can finally cook. I can finally steam dumplings on it now, which is amazing. I can finally cook some steamed soup dumplings, which my favorite food of all time, soup dumplings. If you never have it, worth a try. I can finally cook some steamed dumplings or soup dumplings now. And this has absolutely been gold. This massive, look at this. This wok is bigger than the size bigger than our air fryer here. But I use this for like just cooking large portions of like stir fry and stuff. Like, look at this wok. Look at this wok. Look at that size right there. That pretty much covers the entire, this is 14 inches, a 14-inch diameter wok. So, pretty much covers the size of our air fryer. And you cook so much in this thing. You can even use it as a weapon if you need to, right? Talk about hitting someone over the head with a pan. This is gonna knock somebody else out. I need two hands for this, to hold this properly. It really requires two hands to work with this here. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Massive. Just a massive thing. And it comes with a cover. You can use a handle. I don't really use this handle. Now, I will say, as far as woks go, woks I think are supposed to be pretty light because you're going to cook with high heat and you're going to do the whole flippy thing with the rice and the food and everything. You can't really do that with this because this already is pretty heavy. I want to say this is at least like 7 pounds. Maybe it's 5 pounds, but it's also very widely distributed. But you're not going to be like, unless you're using both hands, you're not going to be like flipping the rice in the air the way you might do at like a Chinese restaurant, or the way you might like see the uncles do it in like a Cantonese restaurant. They do the whole like I can't even do it with this because it's so heavy. It's pretty heavy. So it's not like the same as a traditional wok. It's not as light. But as far as keeping it clean, it does a great job. So I've already cooked about like a dozen or so meals. Nothing has stuck to it, and I cook with a pretty high heat too, which is pretty good. This is a Trudeau wok / pan. Now, pretty much all my pans after the first few cooking sessions. Yes, Shaz, I've been doing some cooking streams lately. Thank you for noticing. But usually, for all the other pans that I use, after the first like 5, I guess I could add this item. Can I add this item? No, I can't add this item. But anyways, pretty much every time I cook with any sort of new pan, I pretty much burn food and it sticks. But I just got to compliment it how good that this pan has gone because nothing has stuck. There's nothing stuck on here. There's nothing stuck on here. I don't know what else to say because as someone who burns a lot of food, I need a device that can handle lots and lots of heat and lots of food at the same time. Because I also cook lots of food at one time, which means that I constantly have to stir it or else it's going to burn. But it is inevitable that something's going to burn and stick. But as you can tell, nothing has stuck yet. So this is Toutrop, Toutrop. Love this. I don't know if this design on the inside contributes to that, but one of my favorite purchases as far as the kitchen goes on Amazon, my favorite purchases so far, because I can cook a lot on it, put a lot of food in it, but it also works well with my cooking style, which is lots of high heat, but also I burn a lot of food too, and that means that food tends to get stuck. But not on this, not on the Coutreau. Alexa, how much time is left on timer? All right, people, who's excited? 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. So 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on our timer, which means we're gonna move to our next step for our oven. So let's see what they say the next step for our oven is. Next step in the oven. So the air fryer should be done right after this. If I need to do it crunchy, like a pork scratching. Okay, so air fryer. Oh, check for 25 minutes and turn over if it isn't crispy. Okay. Oh, it is not looking crispy. What's going on here? Why? It's not crisping like in the videos. 300.
1.5 hours. As soon as it comes out of the oven, pour over boiling oil, set to about 210 degrees, and it will crisp up right away. The meat is slightly drier, but it's still very juicy. The skin is really nice and crunchy, like a pork scratcher. Third method, air fry. After curing, put it in the air fryer at 200 degrees for half an hour. Check at 25 minutes. Turn up the heat if it isn't crispy.
Turn up the heat. So we're going to turn up the heat here. We're going to turn up the heat to 250.
The skin is the crispiest so far.
Now let's add the time for another 5 minutes.
Blanch to soften the skin. Make a tin-foil packet and cover in salt and bacon.
Alright, so that didn't really work out. It said turn up the heat. So let me actually flip this back over. I'm going to turn up the heat to about 300. Or 250. Let's go to... Let's experiment. We're going to go to 275. Yeah, it's definitely not hot enough. What's going on, air fryer? I thought you would be, like, just making magic for me. I don't know, man. I could be doing it wrong. So I added another, like, here we go, a little bit longer. 8 minutes. 8 minutes is another minute here. And we're going to check our oven. So again, this is from a website called Fallow on Facebook. Fallow. Alexa, off. And now let's go to the oven. 180 for 25. So let's pull it out and check it out here real quick. You know what? I'm just not getting that like solid crisp, and I don't know why. Don't understand why. Maybe I have to pour some oil on it or something. You know, I'm gonna throw some oil on this and see if that changes anything. This is just not working out the way I want it to. I'm gonna do a little bit of oil just to give it. I'm gonna throw a lot of canola oil. Just pour some canola oil on here. Spread some canola oil with our salt. You know what? I might have to let it sit for even longer. Like, this isn't even hot anymore. What is going on with my oven? I'm actually going to kick it up to 250 and then stick this back in the oven at 250 for however many more minutes I need to. But let me see. Let me decide on the time here. I'm gonna kick it up to 250 because it's not even close to crisping up that skin.
The meat's delicious, really soft, still really juicy. The skin is next level, even better than the air fryer. Honey, we're home. The oven takes it.
Oh, it was for 18 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 25 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 25 minutes. Alright, so I'm just going to have to constantly check on things because, you know, things aren't working. I'm making a crispy pork belly. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. I say things aren't working. I just don't know. I'm just not sure if, you know, why the things aren't crisping up the way I kind of expect it to. So let me see right here. Let me pull this out. Ooh, this is actually working a little bit. But you know what I want to do real quick? I want to pull this meat out. I mean, it looks okay. It's just not getting that nice crisp at the top. So I want to add a little bit of oil directly on top of our thing here. How do I do that? How can I coat our oil? Use this. A little bit of canola oil. Dip a little bit of canola oil on our brush here. So supposedly you should never put oil directly into the air fryer. So you could cover the surface of the pork. Let's go like this. I'm gonna try to put it back in here for a few more minutes. Let's hope that it works. Let it crisp up. We're gonna see if that works. Another 5 minutes in there. Hopefully it crisps up, and then we've got something good to try. Kat, you ready to eat almost?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Like I feel like I should hear it like crisping and sizzling, but I'm not. All right. I'll prep myself a little plate of rice here, so I can have something to rinse the pork belly with. Otherwise, I just know it's going to be a little too salty for me. So let that sit for another few minutes. And then we're going to see and figure out whether it hits the spot or what. All I want is to see that like perfect little crisp and bubbling at the top, which I'm having a hard time achieving. And maybe one day somebody will help me solve this problem. See how our pork is looking here. Not that much better. Let's see what's happening in here real quick. Oh, you know what? I think I don't want to accidentally overcook everything like I did the other night. So we're just gonna have to go with whatever this is right now. It looks good. It looks good. It's just that the skin doesn't have that texture that I really want. So check this out. It looks good. The texture and everything looks fine. It's just not perfect, you know? It doesn't have that perfect. It doesn't have that extra crispy, perfect top layer to it, you know? That's what I was looking for. But we'll see in a few minutes how the oven one looks. So I'm going to cut this into about 4 pieces here. So let's go 1. Oh wait, you know what? This is already 2 pieces, so. Ha, it's very hot. Ooh. I mean, it looks pretty good actually. Like the meat is actually pretty good, but the crisp, I don't know about the crisp. Maybe I just didn't buy the right meat, you know? Sometimes that happens too. So we're gonna let that cool down. How do these pieces look? Then you can't even see, can you? Vinegar? That's the secret, is vinegar? Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I heard that you're supposed to, look at all these paper towels I use. I use a lot of paper towels. Let's get rid of some of these. All right, let's check the flavor here. If it tastes good, that's okay. We didn't fail. We just didn't learn the best way to make it. So Mm-mm. Skin's chewy. Not a fan. The meat tastes great, but the skin, The skin has failed the test. It must be in the way I'm preparing it. No. The actual meat itself tastes amazing. The meat itself tastes amazing, but the skin just is not hitting that mark. And I don't know what to do about it, because I feel like if I cook it any longer, it's gonna... Yeah, if I cook it any longer, it's going to get too chewy. Skin's gonna get too hard. If I could just figure out how to get that skin right, this is gonna be probably the best dish. Savory, like like Chinese soul food. Pookie, better not get up here. There's a knife up here. You can't be up here. Pookie, I will give you a piece of pork though if you want. Pookie, hey, get down. You're off, Pookie. As you can tell, I let my cats get away with way too much. So again, that pork, the actual pork skin, no good. But the meat itself, oh, so good. The meat is so good. The meat is so good. Oh. That skin though, I'm gonna throw away. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 13 minutes left and 25 minutes time.
So I've still got another 13 minutes. No, this is my second time making crispy pork belly. I've never made crispy pork belly before. That's the issue. I've honestly haven't spent that much time even frying anything in general. And so my second time with air fryer. But the meat tastes so good. It's just that skin just is not, you know, that skin is not hitting the mark there. So we're gonna wait a few more minutes. We're gonna wait another minute or two. Actually, you know what? Let me make a plate for Kat. Not my cat, but Kathleen. We're gonna make a plate for her. You know, I'm actually going to cut off the skin for her because that skin is just horrible. You don't want anybody trying to bite into the skin. Again, I don't know where I went wrong, but somewhere I went wrong, and it just does not make for a good thing. I don't know why. So again, this meat is like so flavorful, so delicious, but the actual skin itself is like a hard candy. It's chewy. It's not supposed to be chewy. Pookie, you want some chewy pork skin? Pookie, here. Try that. So we're gonna save this to eat. Wait for the next pork belly to come out, which should be in about 5 or 10 minutes. Come out of the oven. If I could not stutter, I would talk properly. If I could just get the skin just right, which I think it probably has to come down to the prep work, I would be so happy because it will be such a great recipe. Honestly, frying, as far as like cooking goes, I think sauteing is so easy. Anything sauteed. But frying is like such a science. You definitely have to know what you're doing if you're gonna fry something. If you're gonna get something crispy. So even though we all think that like frying is like a very cheap food, fried food is usually very cheap. It might not be the best for you, but frying is definitely a science. There's an art or a science to frying. You know what? Our air fryer, let's clean it up. So how do you clean an air fryer? It's just no, I could leave this in here for now. It's still hot. Let it cool down, let it do its thing. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 8 minutes and 40 seconds left on the
Nope.
25
Let's see how this what's this doing here? You know, it's the same thing. Again with the skin. The meat looks good. But the skin just is not. The skin is chewy. Maybe if we throw this in the air fryer for a few minutes. Should I change it up? Because it doesn't look like the images in the doesn't look like the images. Which means I should probably throw this in the air fryer for like 15 minutes. Let's try it. Let's experiment. The air fryer once more. Let's do 400 for 10 minutes. Let's actually pull this out here. See how this is looking. It's looking pretty good, you know? It's looking good. I'm going to scrape off some of the salt here. Scrape off some of the salt. Because again, it doesn't look like the images. So what we're going to do is we're gonna let that heat up for a minute, and we're gonna stick this in the air fryer. Yummy N4D. Because by this time, the only reason why I'm changing it up is because I was supposed to leave this in the oven for like another 10 minutes and it should be good, but it is not getting anywhere close to how it's supposed to look. I got an idea. What if I totally cut off that upper layer of skin and just let the fat cook? Here's an idea. Ooh, here's an idea. What if I cut off that upper layer of skin that's got the chewiness to it, and we just leave this one little layer of fat right there? And what if we put that into the oven? Let's try that. So I got rid of this little layer right here, this layer of pork skin, because no one actually said you actually have to get it with the skin on, right? So let's do that, and then let's pull up Shaz Bear's recipe, we're going to throw some vinegar on this. So a little bit of vinegar on top. Just going to spread it with my knife here. Now let's go ahead and throw this in here for 10 minutes.
Is this mine?
Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Maybe it's the skin that's causing the issues.
You got all your clothes ready for you. Put away.
Oh, thanks. So, I'm thinking maybe the layer of whatever is underneath the skin is what needs to be fried. So we're gonna stick it in there for 400 at 400, and we're gonna hope that this does something. I'm gonna check it in about 5 minutes.
Hey, that was a cute kitty. That's so cute right
There's some more coming. It's just
now. Oh,
I'm trying to hone in on this recipe here.
that's fine. This is good. That's fine. No, that's not for you.
She's definitely doesn't care.
Thank you. Can you hand me a fork, please? Thank you.
I'm gonna get myself some more rice. I will need this cutting board. Get some more rice.
And I'd like the butter too for my rice.
Okay. Where's the butter?
Butter? Behind you, next to the cutting board.
Oh, here.
Thank you.
Got it?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, a few more minutes, and we'll find out whether that was the thing. So, Dave, Kat's having a great day. Kat, you having a great day?
Yeah, it's great.
Yes, thank you. Chris
There are a lot of
Diz,
stuff
Chris
I need.
Triple Z. If it fails, you didn't tell me to use vinegar. Good point. Yes. If something fails, it's never your fault. It's always whoever tried it, right?
Hey.
Pookie. Hello, girl. Call my Pookie my girl, or a girl. Call her girl. You know, one good thing is I hear it crisping. I hear the sound of happening. So, you know, I think that's the issue, is that I had the skin on. You don't want that skin, maybe. I don't know. Let's just watch the timer countdown. So speaking of which, if you're just tuning in, what you'll find is that I think there are recipes where people use only vinegar, not even salt. So here's the thing that I think is interesting to notice. I just got this thing for the first time, and I feel like I just received like an alien device that helps you cook things, because of course we've all had microwaves for so long, such a long time. But this is the Gourmet air fryer, and I've had this for 2 days, and I can already see the possibilities. I can already imagine the possibilities of what this can provide, because not only does it fit in a space and it's smaller than some coffee machines, but it's also you can fry stuff. So let's see how it's looking. Oh, you know what? It's still not doing what I want it to do. But let's let it go for another 5 minutes. Let's drop the temperature down a little bit. It's definitely crisping, but I don't think it's frying. So we're gonna drop the temperature down. 400 for 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna cook it, eat it. What?
I said, oh my God.
It's good though, right?
Just about to taste it. Delicious.
Yeah. So, Cat approves. The pork belly is good. I had to cut off the skin. The skin is just not working. Alexa, off. So whatever the skin is not working. Yeah, so Cat likes the food. Cat approves.
Delicious.
Now we're just gonna wait 5 more minutes for the air fryer. I don't want to overcook the meat. Got 3 minutes left. Count down to hopefully a good pork belly. And ideally, my goal is really just to have like, how can I make it better? Why does my, let me ask ChatGPT, maybe she has answers for me. Why does the skin on my pork belly keep getting so chewy and hard when I try to make crispy pork belly? Let's see if ChatGPT could solve my problem. Here are the most common reasons pork belly skins turn chewy, hard, or leathery instead of shattering crisp. The skin wasn't dried long enough. Okay, so we gotta dry the skin out a little better. Dry, uncovered in the fridge. That's what I did. Never season the skin with anything wet. Oh, you gotta poke holes. That's why. They didn't tell me that. Nobody said anything about poking holes. Oh, come on. That's why. No one told me. Alright, let's try this one more time. Let's see if adding holes. Let's try to add some holes and then blast it. You know what I want to do? It looks so good right now, though. Yeah, you know what? I just got to give it another shot another day. Let's see. No one told me to poke holes.
Yeah, come on in. I got kitty. Sit down.
Alright, so I'm just poking holes now, and then we're going to try to blast it at 400 for 5 minutes to see if this helps to do anything to the skin. So doing tons of tiny little holes.
Now. You'll have to.
Huh?
I live here.
Oh, you can talk.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine.
Can she get by and put this in the microwave?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, let me.
Thank you.
It's okay, I don't need to give it up.
You don't? No. Oh. Oh, you're welcome. Can you hand her a fork, please?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pack boxes. I don't have a single.
All right,
space.
cool.
I can put things.
Here you go. You need a fork?
Sure, thank you.
You said you want the microwave? I can put it in there for you.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Where's the, oh, can I use the, maple syrup?
Maple syrup, yep.
Here's the butter.
All right, so this is attempt number 2. We're just gonna blast it at high heat for 400 degrees in air fryer, and we're just gonna see if finally we can get some.
Are you coming?
Because the juice, there's definitely, it's definitely very juicy. And I'm wondering if maybe letting the juices out. I gotta read instructions more clear because it said don't poke holes all the way through, just do the skin, which I definitely poked holes all the way through. So maybe I should just call it quits and just enjoy the meat as it is. like that sound. I like the crispy sizzling in there.
It was pretty good. You just. Are you using milk in your batter? Oh, no. I tasted it. Why not regular milk?
I love the part. But it's lactose intolerant. It doesn't matter to me because I don't use it.
Scout smells clean now. That's poopy, but you know that.
About anal glands and guts. It's not a thing.
Oh. Doesn't it gush?
Rarely.
So it was wrong. Just dirty.
I think that's not a part. Not a part.
I'm eating.
Oh,
This is a terrible conversation.
I'm sorry. We don't think that's it.
Alright, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then we'll see how this air fry does on the last go ahead. Am I wearing my Amazon pants suit? Yes, this is from Amazon. A good old matching pair.
And more batteries.
But it reduces decision fatigue, because you always know that if you're gonna wear a top, you wear the same exact
I
shorts.
don't like it with the oat milk.
Or if you want to go for a pair of
Thank
shorts,
you.
you always got the same top.
You're welcome.
I mean, I don't dislike it, but I don't want you to make me more.
Alright, 1 more minute. The last thing is as high of a heat as this possibly can, and hopefully
Whole milk.
we get some results.
A classic pancake. I mean,
Ooh,
you're
it's
baking.
sizzling.
Oat milk
Oh,
doesn't work the same
yes.
way in baking. It's chemistry.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
like-
sizzling. This
you
is
can't
good
just be
news.
Like, oh, I'm gonna use oat milk. I mean,
The
it
sizzle
tastes
is
like-
happening, so we're gonna let that continue to sizzle for another minute and a half.
For me, it doesn't.
We're not gonna capture the full crisp like we really wanted, but this could be good enough actually.
Thank you. I'm very into the crimping right now. I'm very into the crimping right now.
Oh, okay.
Can you take the headphones out? You're yelling. There you go. Hi. Alright, are you ready?
Dave, decision fatigue.
Yeah.
This is a perfect outfit for the
Thanks for
kitchen.
coming today.
You asked me.
But yeah, I've asked you every day, but this is the first thing you're gonna be on. So I didn't realize.
Another 40 seconds and we're gonna pop it out and we're gonna taste it.
You asked me if you wanted to come with you this afternoon. I said, yes.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
I'll take it.
Oh, thanks so much.
Can you put a cover on this? Go ahead.
Here, cat. Cat. No, here.
For what?
Cover.
Oh, here.
Got it? We're going to put this just in the microwave, Swan?
Yeah, we're the three of them.
I'll stick it in the fridge.
Clean, kitty, you're so sweet.
Cat, you want me to throw away this orange?
Do you think half of it's any good?
No.
No.
Alright, whatever.
That's so bouncy. I just bought an orange at the 99-cent ranch,
Gross.
and it immediately, huh?
Is it gross?
Why?
Fruit from the 99-cent store?
99 ranch.
Look at that.
Huge super
So this actually looks pretty dang good. Look at that crisp in the fry. It's just starting. I wasn't, that's the ideal of how it would happen if I was to do it again. So this would be the ideal right now. Just getting that nice fried crisp. So we're just gonna cut this and then we're gonna enjoy it. I'm not going to cook it any longer because I don't want to overcook it. That's the big risk, is overcooking it. You don't want to risk overcooking it. So we're just gonna let it be for now.
Okay, do not mess up the clothes.
Okay.
Oh. You want a bottle of water, Bonnie?
Sure.
It tastes so good though, this flavor. Oh. This flavor is just incredible. Flavors are
Can't
so
save
delicious.
everything, huh? I'm hungry. Okay.
Mm.
To go. Pat. Bye, kitties. Oh, yes. Bye-bye. So cute. They are so
Amazing pork belly. But I think that's the secret is you gotta poke holes in it. Because look at this piece. Look at this piece is starting to get that nice, beautiful little crisp, the golden crisp that you all want. And this is not something you cook every day because too much pork belly is just too rich, too much flavor, just too flavorful. Once in a while. So I have to come revisit this recipe during like some holiday or something, and hopefully I get it right that time. Mm. Even without the crispiness, it's delicious. But still want to try to achieve that crispiness one day. But for now, this is good enough. So, can you cook? Is the air fryer good for crispy pork belly? It is. But you will have to hone in on your method of crisping the skin. So, I need the secret is to poke holes. So we'll try that next time. For those of you that are here now, I'm going to sign out so I can enjoy this meal, and we'll be back in later. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye. Omizi, you missed some poorly cooked pork belly. That's what you missed. But actually, we're about to head out right now. Yep, that's what my mom says. But we're gonna wrap up here, and thank you everybody for being here. Good night.